What's going on, everybody? This is Frank, and today I'm in Chatsworth, Georgia, and I'm at the old CD Goswick country store. I'm going to be making a video showing you all around the store and the property today. This store was built in 1914 by Marion Goswick, and later on, after he passed away, his son CD Goswick took the store over, and he ran it up until he passed away. But I'm going to show y'all around the property today. Right here they used to be gas pumps, and I remember my dad stopping here when I was a kid getting gas. And I remember back in I was born in 75, so I was probably a baby, but my dad stopped here one time. He had I believe it was a red or an orange Volkswagen Bug, and he had been in the mountains and he had killed a copperhead, and it was a big old snake, and he had stretched it across the front of his car, across the bumper, and he stopped here and got gas. And he forgot to tell CD about the snake, and CD was out here pumping gas, and my dad heard him scream from inside the store, and my dad ran out here and said, "I forgot to tell you about that snake." But I remember my dad telling me that story. He said CD run in the store and said you can pump your own dang gas. But the store is starting to fall. It used to have a porch on the front of it. I'm going to drop in some pictures of what the store used to look like in the front. But a while back during a storm, the porch fell off. But I'm going to show y'all around the property. Can't go into the store because it's getting bad. I went into the store back in 2017. I come over here and helped the guy that owns the property now sell a few things. But the store is still full of things. There's still some old, a lot of traffic on this road. There's a lot of old shoes and overalls, and still a lot of Lee jeans that still had the tags on them. That was in there. But we'll walk around to the back. But there's a lot of buildings on the property, and the old house place is still here. Like I said, the store was built in 1914, and it was closed in 2006. Marion, he was born in 1882 and passed away in 1956, and after he passed away, CD took the store over and ran it. And CD was born in 1924 and passed away in 1997. And after CD passed away, his sister took the store over. And his sister was making a museum across the street. There is the museum that she was making, and she was going to, well, a lot of the stuff from the store is in there. Now it's a residence, but back in the day when his sister took the store over, she was going to make it into a museum and stuff. But she didn't get it completed. She passed away in 2015. And she left the property to a friend and her caretaker. And a lot of the items are still here. They sold off a few things. But they have dug up things out of the ground. They have found some old signs buried. They have found all kinds of stuff. You know, got something right down there I'm going to show you and a story to tell you about, but I'll finish showing you around the store. They still do sell a few things, and I was talking to one of the owners, and there's a few things that they're still going to sell off and stuff, and trying to figure out what to what to do with the place. I think it would be awesome. A few years ago they had an architect come in, but it was just going to cost way too much money to restore the place. But it would be nice if we could find somebody that could get the building stable enough to get it all brought back up, and be nice to turn it into a museum, because I mean, you don't find a lot of places like this that a lot of the stuff is still here. But I'm going to talk to you about this truck right here in front of us here in a second. They sewed the clip off the truck a few years ago, but I got a picture I'm going to drop in, and I'll talk to you about that truck here in a second. I was going to show you the back of the store. But I remember going in this store in the 80s with my dad, and the store was packed back then. There was just a little trail from the front to the back. It zigzagged all the way to the back, and there was a Coke machine back there, and he sold candy and stuff back there, and cigarettes. And there towards the end, that was all that he was selling, was drinks and some food and cigarettes and stuff like that. He quit selling gas. And back here there used to be a kerosene gas pump. Used to sell kerosene. What I'm going to do before I leave, I'm going to see if Paul will open the back door, and I would like to see if I could get a couple of shots inside. But it's still, the store is still full of stuff. And they finally put up a camera system because folks were still coming in. So they put cameras and stuff in to watch the place. But I'm going to show y'all around the whole property. I'll show y'all this building down here, and then we'll go back up here and I'll talk about the truck. But there's old bottles and stuff. Let me show you this building, then I'm gonna go back over here. Beside the store, there used to be a bunch of old bottles. CD would take the bottles outside and just stack them up. I mean, CD kept everything. Mufflers are following me. I didn't bring my flashlight with me. I wish I did. Let me walk up here and see if you can see through this window right here. But there's a bunch of those old bottles I was telling you about. But there's still some neat advertisement pieces in there, like there was still some old shoe boxes and different things like that. A lot of the signs and stuff like that have been sold. But here's some old bottles. But let's go up here and check out this truck. This truck here, they used to, back in the day, they had the store here, but they would also drive this truck around to folks' houses, folks that maybe couldn't get out and come to the store. And this was the old delivery truck. A lot of people called it, my mom and aunt called it the rolling store. But they would bring this truck around to your house and you could buy straight off the truck. And I remember my mom and my aunt told me that their dad, my grandpa, used to trade chickens to CD for items off the truck. But I got a picture where it still has the front clip on it that I'm going to post with this video. Like I said, back in 2017, me and my son and my daughter and my wife and my mom and my stepdad, we came over here and helped the owner sell a few things. And I took some pictures. I wish I would have took some pictures of the inside side of the store. I never did. I don't know why. I took pictures of this and the outside of the store. I was just so excited about getting to go into the store. Because, I mean, you know, like I said, I went there in the 80s, but getting to go back now, after, you know, I grew up and stuff, and getting to see all this stuff. I mean, I love old stuff like this, but I would love to have some property and be able to get this truck and just put the truck on and just put Wright C.D. Goswick's Old Country Store on the side of it. That would be neat. But now I'm going to talk a little more, and we're going to walk down here to the old house, and then we'll walk on back on the property, and I'll show you some other barns and stuff. There's a ton of buildings and barns on this property. CD sold a little bit of everything back in the day. But let's walk out here to the family house. No one lives in it now, but it's full of items as well, stored up with stuff. I'm going to start doing some videos like this on my channel as well. I found a few abandoned houses and places around, and found some old general stores that's still standing that I would like to go and video for y'all. But the store is off 286 in Chatsworth, Georgia. But here's the old family house. But there is all kinds of stuff sitting out through the woods. But the house is full of old stuff as well. I believe all the old furniture and everything is still in the house. And another story, my uncle, my mom's side of the family was kin to CD somehow. I can't remember how, by marriage I believe. But my uncle used to go down and help CD at the store, and I heard CD started making change in a big metal wash tub. And I heard the reason he started doing that was because one of the cash registers messed up, and he just started making change in the wash tub. And when it would get full of change and money, my uncle would help CD carry the wash tub up here to his house. But I thought that was a pretty interesting story. But I love this porch. This would be an awesome place to fix up. I mean, it's a beautiful house. See how close I can get over here. This would be an awesome place to do a paranormal investigation as well. To all my paranormal subscribers. I used to have a group years ago. This will be an awesome place to investigate. Might try to set that up sometime. I'll talk to the owner. But another story, my aunt used to tell me when I was a kid that my grandpa had come over here one day to help CD move some stuff in his attic. And my aunt's like 80 or 81 now, but she came over here, and I think then she was like 12 or 13 years old when she was here. They were up here in the attic of the house, and she was looking at a picture of an old man and woman. Well, it was two pictures. It was a picture of a man and a picture of a woman. And she loved those pictures. And CD said, well, you can just go ahead and take those pictures with you. You can have them. But my grandpa, her dad, said, no. Said, just leave them. Said, you don't need to take CD's stuff. And CD said, well, you come to help me, so she can have them. And he said, no, that's okay. Said, she don't need them. My aunt used to tell me that story. And back in 2017, when I got the opportunity to come over here, the first thing I did when I got here, I asked Paul, I said, I want to ask you a question. I said, my aunt told me a story about two pictures, and I just wanted to know if it was true. And he said, well, come on. So we walked out to a barn, and I'll show you that barn here in a little bit. We went out there, and sure enough, there was two pictures there, one of a man and one of a woman. And the roof had started leaking in the attic, and it messed the pictures up. But you could make out that it was a picture of a man and a woman. I just thought that was very neat, you know, seeing something that my aunt talked about that she saw when she was a kid. And Paul told me I could have them, but they were in too bad shape too. I mean, they were wet and molded, and I just left them. But wish I'd brought my flashlight. I said I was going to start leaving it in the truck. Have to watch. A lot of the stuff is maybe to focus a little bit in there. That would be an awesome house if somebody could redo it. But I know it would take a lot of work. It's been empty for years. But it's still got the old weather vanes on top. Big beautiful tree. But there's little buildings like this everywhere. I think back in the day, this is the one that had, well, back in 2017 when I come over, I think there's some old bottles and stuff like that. And there used to be some more automobiles throughout the property. We'll walk back out this way. And also, when I leave here, if it's not dark, if it is, I'll go first thing in the morning. But I'm going to take y'all and show y'all again CD and Marion's grave. I've done their video before on my channel, but I wanted to add it to this video. But more weather vanes up there, y'all can see. Okay, we'll walk back out here. It'd be awesome if this place could get fixed up into like a museum type place. It would be awesome. Could do some tours and tell stories, and it'd be awesome. I got quite a few stories from this place, and stories that I've heard over the years. Stories that my dad told me, my mom, my aunts. A lot of history here. I love these old metal chairs like this. I remember my grandpa had some of these out in his yard. He used to have a little sitting area, and he had some of these and had one of the big long ones. And actually the big couch type looking one was on sliders, and you could slide back and forth. I love finding old places like this. A lot of the stuff hasn't been touched in years, just still sitting in the same place. The last time that I came here, actually my dad had come over here with me, and my real dad, and he was over here buying some bottles from Paul, and it was like through the week. He had come over here a couple of times with me, but he had came back over here maybe on Thursday or Friday, and we went out here to the barn, and I'll show y'all the barn when we get out there. And he was picking through all the bottles because in the loft of the barn was full of bottles. He was buying some from Paul, so he made him a big lot, the ones that he wanted, and he was in a kind of a rush that day. He had to leave, and he was still had to go back to work, and he said, he told Paul, he said, I'll come back and get those bottles next week when I'm off. He said, I'll have to find a place to put them, because there was a ton of bottles that he was getting. And he left and went to work, and Saturday, the next day, he had called me and talked to me a little bit and asked me when I was going to go back to the store. I said, well, it'll be Monday. I'll probably go back over there Monday evening. And he said, okay. He said, holler at me and I'll go with you. I'm going to pick up my bottles. And Monday morning, he went to work. He worked with Tony Walston Roofing Company, and he was the first one at the shop. And Tony said, I got to go put some felt on a house. We're gonna go ahead and start the felt and then, you know, roof it after everybody gets there. And my dad said, yeah. I said, I'm here, so we'll go on over there. So my dad got up on the roof with Tony, and they started rolling the felt out. And my dad squatted down and leaned over, and my dad smoked, so Tony thought my dad was squatted down to light a cigarette, you know, so the wind wouldn't blow his lighter out. And he fell over, and he had a massive heart attack on the roof, and he passed away. And I've been back over here, I think, once or twice since my dad passed, but I have not been back in the barn. I just couldn't. I was going to go get the bottles that my dad wanted. And those bottles would be right up there in the loft. I don't know, I couldn't go back up there after that. But here's another old building. And a while back, Paul wrote me and told me that he still had those bottles over here that my dad wanted. My dad bought and sold a lot of different things. He didn't collect very much. He was getting the bottles he was going to put them up and resell them later. So if he was getting them to collect or something like that, if it was something that he really wanted for himself, I would have probably said, hey Paul, I want to come get those bottles. But since my dad was getting them just to put up and sell later, I was like, well, you know, if it'd been something that he wanted to get and keep, I might have got it and put them up or something. But since he was buying them just to sell later on, that's one reason that I didn't come back and get them. I think there's 50 something acres of property with the store in the house. CD sold all kinds of things back in the day. I mean, he sold clothes and food and drinks and candy and anything any folks would, you know, use on the farm back in the day. He sold clothes. And in there is the loft up in there. And there used to be all kinds of bottles. Well, I know the bottles that my dad was going to get, they're still up there. There's an old sign, Vote City, Goswick, Murray County Commissioner, District 2. And there used to be a wagon in here. I don't know if they sold it or not. Nope, it's still there. Little buggy of some sort. That's just awesome seeing that stuff. But I mean, there's a little bit of everything at this store. Old gas cans. CD didn't throw anything away. He kept everything. It's a part of an old Wendy's something. But I want to invite everyone to my channel, Shadows Past. We film cemeteries, and I'm going to start filming old abandoned places and old barns and old general stores when I can find them. I got a few that I'm looking at right now, trying to get permission to go film. Never go film, I always get permission. I wrote Paul a while back, and he said, sure, you know, you can come over there and film it. But I'm going to talk to him about coming over here and filming after dark. I would like to maybe do like a little investigation or something around the big house up there and see if I can get permission to go in. But this is the last barn, I believe. If I'm not, I think there's a couple of small ones out through there that's empty. But back in the day, back in 2017, there was a few old trucks sitting over there. I believe they've sold them. But in here, over here is where those pictures was that my aunt saw back when she was a kid. And I'm sure they're probably still over there somewhere. But old books. I believe there's some old school books over there. If I'm not mistaken, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was CD's sister. I think she was a teacher. I'm not for sure though. But there's a little bit of everything here. We'll go walk back up here and go back around the store again and show you that little building on the side of the road there again. And but I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if y'all want to see more stuff like this, you know, just comment below and let me know. We have a ton of trips and stuff planned coming up that we're going to be doing. I'm going to walk back this way and see. Yeah, I believe that's all growed up and shut off back in there. But I was telling Paul it would be awesome if he could get some kind of museum started over here to show all this stuff and get the store somewhat fixed back up so people could go in it safely. And it would be neat doing, I mean, it's a big property, so you could do some wagon tours over here. That would be awesome. Or hay rides. And during September and October, do like a haunted hay ride. I mean, that would be awesome, especially going around the big house up there. But a lot of the stuff is too far gone. It costs a lot of money to fix back up. But I mean, there is a ton of stuff still here. It's just neat seeing that truck, the rolling store. That's what my mom and everybody called it back in the day. I always said it's the delivery truck, but they called it the rolling store. Because actually that's what it was. I mean, he would just bring it to your house and you could shop off the truck. I think Walmart needs to do that now. That'd be awesome. Walmart truck pull up in your driveway, blow the horn. I grew up here, so I mean, I've been seeing this store ever since I was a kid and passed by it every few days. And there was also a tombstone here. Oh, here it is. Don't know whose tombstone it was. Let's see if there's a name on it. I looked at it back in the day. I don't think no one's buried here. I think they just got a new stone or something. I can't make out anything. Maybe I can after I get it uploaded. But hey, I did put a tombstone on the video. Yeah, there's nobody buried here, I don't think. Paul just stuck some flowers there probably. Back in the day, I thought it was back in 2017, I thought it was a flat tombstone. I thought it was, saw it over here. I guess maybe it was just laying down back then. But yeah, he used to sell gas and, I mean, a little bit of everything. Just an old country general store back in the day. Overalls, clothes, shoes. And a lot of the old shoes are still in there, and some of the old clothes. But I'll drop a picture in of what the store looked like back in the day when it had the porch and everything on it. Oh, 7 Up sign right there. Let's see what that one is. It's same thing. But right here is where the old gas pumps used to sit. But after I leave here, I'm going to go to the cemetery and I'm going to show y'all Marion Goswick, the one that started the store. Then I'm going to show you his son's grave. And then I'm going to show you his sister's grave that took the store over. And then I'm going to show you the feller that inherited it after his sister passed away. I'll show you his grave. Old Coke cooler. It would be awesome if they could get this fixed into a museum. I would definitely pay to walk around and check this place out and hear stories. But this is the old Goswick Country Store on 286. Store was built in 1914 and started, and it was opened until 2006. It's still standing there, still full of a lot of the old merchandise. Old house place back in there. I want to thank y'all for watching. God bless. I was going to add this clip in. I walked right by these bottles. I don't know if I got them on video or not, but I didn't see them. But some more old bottles. Thank y'all for watching. God bless. What's going on, everybody? This is Frank. Yesterday, I filmed the old Goswick store and the old family home on 286 and the property and the barns and everything. I showed y'all all that. And today, I came to Center Valley Cemetery in Chatsworth, Georgia to show y'all where everyone is buried that were the owners of that store and started it. And when you come into the entrance of Center Valley Cemetery, it's right there. Come up here and they are buried in the middle part here to the left, and they're towards the back. And we're going to start with CD and Marion. Marion was the father. He started the store in 1914, and then after he passed away, CD took it over. And I'm going to show y'all where he's buried, and then I'm going to show y'all his brother and his sisters. Show you their graves as well. After CD passed away, his sister took it over, and I'll show you where she's buried. And here is the Goswick family marker. Nice marker. And right here is the family's graves. And I also got some information on the tombstone that we saw that's over there on the property. It's beside a tree over there close to where the old store's at. But we'll start right here. Here is the grave of Marion Andrew Goswick. He was CD's dad. He's the one that started the store in 1914. He was born in 1882 and passed away in 1956. He was 75 years old when he passed away. And here is CD, his son. CD is the one that took the store over after his dad passed away. I'm sure he had been working there for years before that, helping his dad out. C.D. Goswick. He was born in 1924 and passed away in 1997. He was 73 when he passed away, and he was also in World War II. Thank you for your service, sir. And they used to drive the old rolling store that I showed y'all over there, and they would take it around to folks' homes and stuff like that, folks that couldn't get out and come to the store. And they used to do a lot of trading. They'd sell things off the store, and they'd also trade things. My grandpa used to trade chickens for merchandise off the truck, off the rolling store. And here is C.D.'s mom. Marion is buried next to his wife, Roxy Pearl Goswick. She was born in 1886 and passed away in 1969. She was 82 years old when she passed away. And right here is C.D.'s brother, Theodore Goswick. He was born in 1911 and passed away in 1916. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see. I think the tombstone, I'm going to put a picture. I think he was 4 years old when he passed away, 4 or 5. But I think the tombstone said he was born in September and passed away in June. So if that was true, it would make him 4 years old. But what I was thinking, the reason that the tombstone is over there at the store, as you can see, they have all flat stones. So if I'm not mistaken, let me look down through here and see. If I'm not mistaken, Theodore was the first one to pass away. So what I was thinking, they had the taller tombstone over here, and they decided to put in the family marker and go with flat stones. So what I was thinking was they just replaced it, just put a flat stone and then just kept that stone and took it to the store. Because like I said, CD didn't throw anything away. They kept everything. So they just, kept the tombstone and took it over there and set it. That's what I think. But I was doing some research, and I think that's probably what happened. They decided to put in a family marker right there and just go with flat stones, and they just changed his stone out. And right here, I'm not sure who Levi E. Goswick is. It don't show online. I'm going to do some more research and see what I can find out. But he was born in 1874 and passed away in 1942. I know his family. And Mary Rosa Goswick, born in 1868 and passed away in 1954. I'm not sure who that is. I know it's family. There's no information about these two graves online, but I'm going to keep digging to see what I can find out so I can add them online with the others. And this is another sister here, I believe, Rainey Opal Goswick. Yes, sister. She was 69 when she passed away. 1908, and let's see. (1908 to 1978). But that is the Goswick family right here. And CD and Marion is on the end. Marion started the store in 1914, and later on CD ran it up until he passed away. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you the lady that took over the store after CD passed away, his sister. And she's buried over here close to where my brother's at. And I'm going to show you the grave of another sister. And then after that, I'm going to show you the grave of the feller that took the property over after his sister passed away. He was a caretaker and did a lot of things for his sister, things like that. So she left the property in his care. And now, after he passed away, his kids, they took over the property now. But we're going to do more videos like this. I found some more stores and different places that we're going to be filming. So if y'all like this kind of content, comment and let me know. I'm going to get together some more research on some places that I found, and we're definitely going to be going to some other places. Stick the flag back up. Okay, and the grave that I'm going to show you now is Maggie Lynn Goswick Hicks. I believe she went by Maggie. And this is another, right here, you can see right there in front of us, they have a family marker, Hicks. And then here her grave is right here. I was looking online, and her husband actually had a flat stone like this. And after she passed away, now they have a stone like this. So that was why I was thinking over there that they just redid Theodore's stone, because they redid these over here and they added this instead of doing the flat ones. But I believe she went by Maggie. She's buried right here. She was born in 1920 and passed away in 2015. She was 95 when she passed away. She's buried here beside her husband, Vernon Clinton Hicks, 1919 to 1990. And she is the one that took the store over after CD passed away, and she's actually the one that had the museum across the street built, which is a residence now. But back then she was going to turn the place into a museum, and she stored a lot of the old items from the store and property over there in the museum, and she was going to open it up to the public. But she got sick, and there was some things happen. I believe there was some things happen with the construction and stuff, and it never opened. And then she passed away. But she's buried, my brother is buried right down there. She's buried pretty close to my brother. And over here is her sister. Her and CD's sister, another sister, Ruth Goswick. And she was born in 1916 and passed away in 1999. She was 83, and she's buried here beside her husband, James E. Green. He was born in 1916 and passed away in 2002. And after Maggie passed away, she left the property to Fred Edward Whaley, and he is buried right here. He was born in 1938 and passed away in 2018, and he was in the U.S. Army. Thank you for your service, sir. And Fred Edward Whaley also played Santa Claus. So if anybody has ever took their photo with Santa back in the day at Walnut Square Mall, which now is the Dalton Mall, it could have been Fred Whaley that you took a picture with. He played a Santa at the mall here for a while, and I believe he played, I believe his son said that he played Santa, I think it was East Ridge Mall, if I'm not mistaken, and some other places in Chattanooga, and he also played Santa at some schools in different places. And I'll drop a picture in of him. And I do have a picture of Maggie, and I couldn't find a picture. I found a picture of CD, but when I get it blowed up, you can't make anything out. But I'm going to keep on researching to see what else I can find out. But I wanted to come over here and show y'all the graves of the folks that started the Goswick store, and show you the family's graves, and show you the caretaker that took it over after they all passed away. And I'm going to talk to the fella over there some more that's over the store now. It's his Fred Whaley's kids, and I'm going to see if I can go back over there, and I'd like to take some pictures and maybe film inside the store at the back. You can't go into the front no more because it's starting to fall forward, and I was going to see if I could take a video of inside the house. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video of the old Goswick store and family house and property, And I'm going to start doing some other videos like this as well. I found some more places that I want to get some information about and see if I can go to. But I wanted to come over here today and show y'all the graves of the folks. And if y'all like this kind of content, like and subscribe and come along with us. We have a ton of places that we're going to be headed to. And I want to thank everyone that's been checking back and watching. Thank y'all for watching. God bless.